Well, we're back again with another newly episode of our show in style. As you guys already know, we always have plenty much on set. Then we do have the smash look, the look tip. How about we just tell you a little brief on what's coming up, and then we're going to be right back. On our coming up of today, we're going to be having a stylist on our set, and that is Juan. He's a stylist. He's going to tell us more on the clothes, how to wear clothes, and tell the people the actual meaning of a stylist, because they actually have that confusion of a stylist and a fashion designer. Then from the stylist, we're going to be having, of course, we're going to be having Hélène Mirren looking pretty at the Golden Globe in a sheer dress. Then of course we're still going to be with Juan at the look tip, focusing on the pre-selection of Miss Rwanda Western region, and we're gonna a little bit comment on what the girls were wearing and who wore it best. And of course that would be the end of the show. A 74-year-old Hélène Mirren is our smash look of this week. She looked pretty at the Golden Globe in a lace black dress. And we're like, this lady is always, when it comes to fashion, she's always on the top. Every photo shoot, every Golden Globe, she's always been one of the top. And we thought we couldn't miss her on In Style as our smash look of this week. How about we see her as our smash look of this week?
And our smash look goes to the gorgeous Hélène Mirren. The age-defining Hélène Mirren looked as terrific as ever at the Golden Globes in LA on Sunday, wearing a plain black lace dress in a solidarity with the Time's Up movement. But it was her acerbic one's lines that really wowed the crowd, as she formed a double act with Viola Davis to present the Best Supporting Act award. My screen just exploded in badassery, raved one fan. Viola and Dame Hélène proved a winner team as they prepared to hand the prize to Sam Rockwell. Supporting act and not really supporting at all, began Viola, with Dame Hélène quickly adding just with not as many lines. Well, all in all is that Hélène Mirren, with her age, being a 74-year-old and having such a great sense of fashion, it is something so unusual. All we have to say is bravo to Hélène Mirren for putting together something really gorgeous for the Golden Globe.
Let's proceed the show with the interview, and our interviewee of this week is Juan. Juan is a stylist. I'm pretty sure it's our very first time to have a stylist on the show. He's here to give us guidance, colors, how to put clothes together, what to wear, all that, and the accessories. Of course, how much it plays a big role when it comes to pairing everything. He's here to tell us more, and how about we see him as our interviewee? Well, fashionistas, today I am super excited. I have someone very unusual on the show. We have never had him on the show. We've never had someone similar to him on the show. And we do have a stylist known by the name of Juan. He's here to tell us about style, fashion, how you can put clothes together, like lots more. Let's welcome him on the show. Thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you for having me, actually.
Yeah, tell me a little brief about yourself. Who is Juan?
Juan is just Juan. He's a stylist, fashion designer, image consultant, but I like to be called stylist. Like it's the word that describes most what I do the most of the time. Yeah.
So tell me about your styling career. You're a stylist. That's a career that you do. That is something that you pursue.
Yes.
When did it start? When did it all start? When did you think you're like, why I want to do styling as a career? I want to style people. I want to combine clothes for them. When did the idea come about, and where did it come from?
Actually, the career of styling is very recent. Like I really started like officially last year in February, so it's less than a year, a bit. And but the idea of styling, as you say, or the time I knew that it was the thing I wanted to do, I was a bit earlier than that, when actually I was always enthusiastic about fashion and about styles. I always like to combine colors, to go outside the usual things, the colors we see all the time, like every day. And then I always love to create new outfits, and then to go out of the boundaries a little bit, and then to build a different style of, like, as I wanted it, as I liked it. So since I was very young, I always liked to dress up. But then when I came to Kigali, when I settled to Kigali, that's when I started to realize how it had an impact or an influence on my surroundings, on my friends and acquaintances, and then I started to receive positive feedback from all around me. And then a friend of mine told me, actually, you should think about doing that as a profession, like combining passion with profession. And I think it was the best advice I never had.
Okay, perfect. So as a stylist, definitely I would want to know, when you are about to style yourself or to style someone else, what fashion item do you pick up fast?
All right, so it all depends on the person actually, because if it was someone probably having the same style as me, it will be a blazer or a suit. Like, those are my main items I have to have in the wardrobe, and from that you know how to combine accessories, how to build a look from those basic items like blazers, pants, shirts, and then later you decide how to pair them with shoes, or if you should add pocket squares, or but then again, everyone doesn't have the same style. So as a stylist, you have to be aware that it's not only, everybody's not classic. And then everybody shouldn't be classic actually. Like, there are plenty of other styles in the world. So some people might be street style. They like street style, and I personally think it looks good. Not on me probably, but on most of the people, it can really be a genuine style. So it's according to a style, whether sneakers or jackets or tees. So it's all about the person and the personal style of the.
So what is the best part of being a stylist?
Oh my! The best part of being a stylist, like this, for example. I'm received for your show. We like talking about the things you love. Actually, I think the best job ever is doing something you love as a job. That's amazing. And then personally, about the style, about being a stylist, that's the thing. You come to meet with people who are passionate about also what they do, and you come to see, like as a stylist, you come to see how just simple things like clothes, accessories, makeup for girls, or those kind of, like, you might ignore them. It's like simple things, but they can change someone's confidence, attitude, and then you see the transformation from that. It's not a big. It's not. You don't have to look like someone else. You can be like the real you, but with an upgraded look, and it always feels good, whether the person concerned or the person around him or her. It's really amazing to see that impact that it causes to the society.
Of course.
Yeah.
So do you think here in Rwanda people have a knowledge about style? Do they understand it actually? To have a stylist, let me say artists or TV personalities, different people, do they think in their life, do they understand the fact that you need a stylist in your life?
They're actually one of the challenges I've met when I wanted to be a stylist in Kigali, because people, they really want to look good. They really try their best to look good. They're clean, it's amazing. They're like all doing their best to look good. But then when it comes to a stylist, that concept is not usual. Like, we're not used to that here not only in Kigali, but in like the whole region, like all around us. We're not used to hear or to the work of a stylist. That's why, for example, people are so confused about like who is a stylist, a designer, a model, a fashion, like all this, like you hear people, they mix up.
They actually think they categorize them all together in one position. They're like, if you say you're a stylist, then someone is going to be like, oh yeah, you're a stylist, so can you design for me this cloth? And the designing bit of it is for a designer, and a stylist is just there to pick out the clothes for you, isn't it?
You got it. So sometimes they even say, oh, you model, oh, he's a model. Like, they already know. Like, no one ever saw me, like, for example, on the runway or something, but for them, if they say So now I started like I knew how exactly. So now, now okay, it's better in Rwanda probably because it's like general about the styles and fashion. But in English it's really different. And then although in the same industry, but then right now if someone says he's a model or you are a model, and I just say yes, like because I know what's their meaning. They're like they're talking about styles and fashion, and then
So how about you just explain or bring it out for the people out there, people who are watching us back home, who are confused about style, fashion designing, then modeling. Like tell them the whole definition of being a stylist and being a model and being a designer.
All right, so I might say it all begins with an idea. An idea which is conceived, which is produced, like put to life by a designer. So this designer get the idea and then takes it into practice, like produce something, which is a product, which is an item for fashion or style. Then the stylist is gonna use the product of the designer and then create, on his part, he's gonna create the whole look, the whole outfit, or the whole concept. Like he's gonna put, he's gonna bring to life the product of a designer into something like you can wear, you can see yourself in, or you can like according to different situations. That's what a stylist do. And then for shows, fashion shows, then you need a model. The model is the one who's gonna take the product of the designer and then put together by the stylist and then walk in it and then show to everybody else how you wear.
Yeah, so that means when there's a fashion show, there has to be a designer, a model, and a stylist.
It's how it's supposed to be.
Yes,
actually.
because that means the model is going to wear the clothes, then the stylist is going to give guidance to the fashion designer what to combine with what for the model to look perfect on the runway.
Definitely,
You've had it all.
Actually, the designer and the stylist have to really cooperate. Like the most of the time we work together. The most of the time, the designer already know how a certain piece should be worn.
Yeah.
Or what type of makeup and stuff. But they have to work closely with a stylist to make sure it's the whole look that is coming up from the work.
True. A quick one. Here in Rwanda we do have video clips. They make different video clips, and we do have TV personalities, we do have celebrities, you know, these famous people. Do you think it is important for, let me say, a singer, an artist, before shooting their video to have a stylist on the set, on set? Do you think it's important for?
Definitely. It's really, I believe it's really important. Although, of course, what I have to say again, that like the stylists have to work closely with the personality, actually, not just the person, the outlook, but the personality, to know someone, how, what makes him feel comfortable, like what's the person's style. But again, like about what you say, for those artists, the singers, the rappers, like the filmmakers, those kind of persons, they're already artists, and then they're really talented in what they do. Although they might have an idea of what they want to for the project, they need someone who is like an artist in that part where they don't like, they're not working in style, so they don't. They're not probably exposed to all the possibilities, all the options that might be needed for the projects, for the films, for the video clips or stuff. So that's why in all those projects, as for example for wedding or stuff, it's really needed to have someone who knows the matter and then who can expose all the possibilities, all the options, and then for people to choose or to work on something, and then for something to be professional.
Mostly for the ladies, because I feel like the men are watching, they're excited, you're giving them advice, and the ladies are like, we're left out, we also want to know. So I want to know, as a girl, what is that something that I shouldn't leave behind when it comes to fashion? I'm like, I'm all dressed, I look good, and there's that one thing that would actually bring me out. What could it be?
I think it's actually a good thing here in Kigali, especially ladies that are taking care of the details. I think the details shouldn't be left out. It's all about the details. That's how even you notice someone who is stylish from someone who tried to copy something. It's all about the details, how you add your personal touch. So I would advise a lady to not try to imitate or to copy like everything she just sees on TV or on someone else, or because it's trendy, then to copy from head to toe. You can like a certain outfit, but then you can make it yours actually. When someone is comfortable, it's like his personal style or her personal style, you can see it out. That's what makes the difference actually. They say that's the difference between cute and beautiful. It's all about the attitude, it's all about the feeling, how you feel and how you make other people feel. So it's not just about a piece of clothing. It can be about makeup, for example, like the right touch of makeup, or the use of accessories, not too much, like not all over, like you feel it's heavy.
Then the bangles, then the earrings, then you know.
Exactly, like you have the. It's all about the feeling. You have the feeling someone is heavy, having too much things on herself. So it's mostly about being comfortable of who you are. Like the self-confidence also counts in someone's look, and then you pair it with clothes and then jewelries or makeup, and then you just feel good. It looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So major key, you have to first feel good, then look good. Anyway, so thank you so much, Juan, for your time and for all the advice. I'm pretty sure everyone at home, they picked a thing or two. They're pretty sure that next time if they're going to pick something out of their wardrobe, it's that specific thing that you don't have to leave behind. On the look tip, we're going to still be with Juan. Juan is here to give us guidance on mostly what to wear at the pre-selection of a beauty pageant, because we saw the pre-selection at the Western region and lots of girls went for the pre-selection and they looked gorgeous, most of them. And here we're going to do a little fashion police and talk about what they wore at the pre-selection and who wore it best and who did not wear the right outfit for the pre-selection. How about we just see the look tip with our comments on what the girls were at the pre-selection. So we are still with Juan and he's gonna be with us on the look tip. And our look tip of this day, we're gonna focus on the pre-selection of Miss Rwanda 2018. And you know, they went to the Western region, they went to pick a few girls, and we're gonna focus on what they wore at the pre-selection, who wore it best, who did not try, and what does someone or what should a miss or a beauty queen wear when they're going for a pre-selection of a beauty pageant or whatever, anything of that. How, Juan, we're still focusing on the, you know, dressing, fashion police. We're here back with the fashion police. So the pre-selection of the Miss Rwanda 2018, it first started with the Western region, and we had a number of 20 girls who actually went for the competition. The competition, then they had to pick a few to take a few of them took the passes. So we have like I think we're gonna go through the pictures, though we don't have them right now, but we're gonna go through the pictures and see who wore it best and who did not really pull out, who did not really come out really that well, and you should advise them on what they should wear, mostly on the audition. Let's come back to the auditions. What do you think if you're going to go for a pre-selection of something related to beauty pageants, what does a contestant have to wear?
For beauty pageants, it's about beauty, you know. It's about the image you give. It's all about the appearance. Then, of course, you have to wear something bringing out your beauty, like the personal beauty. Again, not trying to hide it over too much things or too much makeup or something too loose probably or too tight. It's all about the beauty, the appearance, that someone sees you and then feels good about you, about how you are actually. So the most of the time which is also related to for example to model casting, all this kind of stuff. It's good not to wear. I have seen for some girls, for example, in the auditions, they had you feel like they borrowed the dresses, like the fit is wrong. Like, you think like it's probably they borrowed all the like it's like hiring. I thought about it. I was like, they probably hired a dress, which is okay, which is fine, because it's like do we have to work more probably on the look? That's actually among the help they get when they're selected to be part of the program of the beauty pageant. So they get tips, they get trained on how to do their makeup or stuff. I don't know if they had people to dress.
Tell you on what we have for the pictures we have this lady in a cream dress, and it has the back, and the back is really open. And I feel like to me she was well dressed more than all of them. She had her hair well combed, she had makeup that wasn't too much, and of course the dress looked perfectly on her body, and even the way she presented herself really came out really perfectly.
I see the one you're talking about. Yeah, she looked decent. She looked good. Exactly, that's what I was talking about. Like, you see someone and then your attention is not caught by one detail. Like when you say, oh my God, that dress, like it means something is wrong, because like it's standing out too much, and then there is probably a problem. Or like, oh, what's wrong with the makeup? Like, you see some problem, but then she knew she could put it out well, like she could combine well, like makeup and dress and the rest, and then the whole outfit also it fits to the body, to the type of body, and then that's why you have the feeling that she was the one well dressed.
Mini dress, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. There's this dress that was a little
green.
It was not really green, but it was like close to gold, but not really gold, but a little bit dark. I think the pictures of
you can
see that.
Yeah.
I feel like, what would you comment about that dress?
I think it wasn't for the right occasion, exactly. If it was for the evening selection, for when they have to run, yeah, that would be good, because like the
pre-selection,
the dress actually was a nice dress, but then it was on the daylight. It's like you have to wear something light for the day, and then something probably like light colors. It was a nice color, but then it was too shiny, you know what I mean? Which is made for evening occasions, and then to actually standing out. It was standing out, but not to myself, not on the right proportion, like was not adapted for the kind of selection. If it was for later occasions, like for later selections, then it would have probably been a right choice for the dress. But for that moment, it was like on the daylight. It was in a hall or in the garden. It's not adapted to that kind of, yeah. Although I think it's fine. On all those, I'm not too harsh about those dresses, because I consider that probably it was what was available at the moment, or for them, like it wasn't mainly about the fashion that they stars. It was more about like probably the confidence, the beauty, the
brains and everything.
And the brains, exactly. So.
Well, my fashionistas, that is the show we had for you from me and my team on RTV. I'm not going to forget to say a very big thank you to Grazia Apartments for always giving us the beautiful venue. You guys will keep watching the show, my entire team, my viewers. If you fail to watch the show, you can always catch it up on Saturday at 7:30. If you fail to get the show on Saturday, you can always go on our YouTube channel by typing in Style by Kabagire Christelle, and of course go on our Facebook, comment, suggest everything. Well, that is all we had for you. Till next time. Bye-bye.